Hey, what's up, friend? Kris Krohn here, and today we're talking about how you can get paid to flip deals without actually fixing them up. And I'm bringing on resident expert, nationwide awesome kingpin of awesome foreclosure-ness, Jerry Norton, back in the house, dude. Hey, welcome back. Thank you for
having
being
me.
here.
Good to be here.
And friends, we're going to share with you today how you can actually flip and make a crazy amount of money in real estate without ever doing any of the fix-up work. Okay, so for today's video, let's jump on in. It really comes down to this question. Which type of flipper are you? Because you might be thinking, well, there's only one, right? But Jerry, there's actually two.
Yeah, that's right. There's two. Most people are familiar with the fix and flipper. We're going to call that an investor. It doesn't even have to be a fix and flipper. It could be a landlord that's doing a buy and hold. It's your investor that's going to take that deal and do something with the deal, physically do something. Fix it up and sell it, rent it, whatever.
They're the one that's actually executing on all of the work, and they actually become the owner of the property.
That's right. They take title of some kind. They are the investor.
Most people think that that's probably the only real flipper, but what is the other flipper?
Well, you can actually be a finder who just flips paper, flips the contract. You don't actually own it, manage it. You don't actually do any of the investing side. You're more of just a deal finder getting paid to bring those people deals.
So basically, you're either flipping contracts or paper, or you're flipping houses.
That's right.
And there's a big difference. Like, what's the difference between these two people?
Well, there's a huge difference. I mean, first of all, the investor here is taking on all the risk, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to own it, they're going to take title, they're going to bring money in, however they do that.
They've got a vision for what they're going to do with it.
They've got an end game of what they're going to do with that property. Even if they're going to flip it retail and sell it eventually, they still are taking on all of that risk and all of that work.
Okay, but the finder?
This person is saying, you know what? I don't want any part of that. I want nothing to do with that. I don't want to take on the risk. I don't want to worry about getting the money for it, managing contractors, dealing with tenants, none of that. I just want to get paid for bringing somebody that does want to do all of that a deal.
So think about it this way for just a moment. Imagine that this pie represented 100% of the profit. The finder is going to get some of the profit. The investor is going to get some of that profit. And I want to show you kind of an interesting overlay here. First of all, Jerry, in your opinion, who makes more money generally? Is it the investor or the finder?
Well, it better be the investor.
Why?
Right? Because they're doing the lion's share of the work.
So they're going to put in all the time, all the effort, and they're going to have all the risk. So they're going to make most of the money.
That's right.
So let's just say for a moment that there was $50,000 of potential profit. In a normal situation, how much might go to the finder, how much to the investor?
I mean, if you carved out of that 10%,
Okay.
you know?
So if you had $5,000 that went here to the finder, and then if we had $45,000 go here to the investor, you would say that that sounds pretty fair.
Yeah. I mean, it will not work if you don't leave enough meat on the bone for the investor. Because if he can't make money,
He won't buy it.
He's not going to do it.
Yeah. What's the most you've ever made as a finder?
Well, you know what? It's all about the margins, right? So in this case, we use 50,000, but there is no limit on what you can wholesale a house and make 25,000, 30,000, even more, depending on how much you're leaving the investor.
So if you were leaving the investor, let's say $200,000, and they would be satisfied with $100,000, is it possible that you could make 100 as the finder, and they could make 100?
Yeah, you definitely could.
All right. So friends, I want you to understand that when we have this question, it's like, how do I flip without fixing? What we're really talking about is you being a finder. And another name for that is a wholesaler. That's the person that says, listen, I'm going to find the deal, and then I'm going to give it to somebody else that is going to execute the remainder of the deal. That's the investor that is going to long-term hold it, fix and flip it, rent it out, or do whatever they're going to do with the property. And so I guess in this video, I just wanted to ask you this question. Is it possible to make a lot of money in real estate without actually fixing it up?
Well, some people might be thinking, well, 5,000, that sounds great and everything, but I'm not going to get rich doing that. But here's the thing I want you to think about. All of the time, energy, and effort on the deal is right here, not with you. What that does is it frees you up to then turn around and do another deal.
So what if you did 4 of these in a month and made $5,000 on each contract?
You could literally, in a fraction of the time it takes this guy to do one deal, you could have turned 4 or 5 deals.
But not necessarily have the risk.
And not have any of the risk.
Now you need to understand this. We're not saying that this or that are better than each other. In fact, I would put 3 things on the board here. One is I love to do long-term buy and hold. Then you have someone that's just flipping a property, and you've got someone else that's actually just finding the deal. In real estate, there's room for all of us.
Yeah.
And you have to ask yourself, what am I doing? I'm right now investigating a brand new market where I'm able to buy homes for 50 to 60 grand. That's their total value, but I'm renting them out and making $500-600 of cash flow on each one of them. It is an extraordinary high cash flow. I'm not interested in wholesaling in that market. I'm not interested in flipping in that market. In that market, I'm interested in cash flowing. But if I go into another market or another area of real estate where there's really high margins, flipping could be the game, or I could become an expert at finding. And we'll probably debate with each other all day long, which is better. But I think it comes down to the person. I think it comes down to your lifestyle. I think it comes down to what you enjoy doing.
And you know what I find is a lot of people who are highly dissatisfied with their job, wholesaling is often a great way to get in the game, because if you figure out, you know what, I only need to do 1 deal a month or 2 deals a month and I could replace my job. Now that gets me full time in the game. Now I can start thinking about some long-term wealth building things.
Yeah.
So wholesaling is a really great way to get into the real estate game.
You might want to consider becoming what we call a premium wholesaler. A premium wholesaler is someone that learns how to do their job well enough that they're not getting paid $5 grand or $3 grand. They're actually paid $10,000. Now, just for a moment, imagine if you were a premium wholesaler getting paid $10,000 on every single deal. Well, for you to become a premium wholesaler, you need to find the buyers out there that view your value at a premium level and are willing to pay you $10,000. So Jerry is just one of many out there that are actually willing to pay you $10,000 every time you find the right kind of deal. And if you'd like to learn more, click the link in the description below, and Jerry will actually give you access to his free online automated system where you plug in your zip code, it'll pull up the deals, you can number crunch, you'll get training on how to do that. And if you find a good deal, you can upload it right to Jerry's website, and then in exchange, if it meets his criteria and he selects it, he'll give you $10,000 as a premium wholesaler. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds like a mighty fine way to get in the game of real estate without needing money or credit when it's time to get in the game.
That's right. You don't even need to find the buyers, because I'll be your buyer.